welcome to Spotlight on Glassboro. I'm Heather Simmons, and we're here today to talk about some of the latest and greatest happenings that are going on in the borough of Glassboro. As many of you know, there's a huge redevelopment project going on downtown Glassboro's Rowan Boulevard. This month we opened the new Marriott Courtyard Hotel, and we're about to cut the ribbon on the new parking garage, as well as a new mixed-use building that features academic offices and classrooms above and retail on the bottom. Today we're joined by Bartolomeo, local entrepreneur, who's taken a huge step in terms of investing in downtown Glassboro's redevelopment focused on the town square. And what it is, Al, is South Jersey's first winter outdoor ice rink. So we're so pleased to have you here today to talk about this.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Yeah, we're very excited to, first ever, it comes with some nerves and lots of hard work, but the vision is real clear. We have our eye on the target, and that's to bring a community to a place that no one's ever done before.
Well, why an ice rink? Where did this idea come from?
Well, you know, you listen to people speak in your walk of life here and there, and a few years back, I think there were some consultants or some conceptuals going through the borough, and one of the developers or the conceptual design folks had mentioned an ice skating rink. You know, and back then I just listened, but it never left my mind what that would mean and how could we get that done, and then how could we design it to fit for everyone, avid skaters, but non-skaters, and the whole family. So that's how we came up with creating Winterland Ice Skating Rink.
So this is not a permanent structure, is
Correct.
that right?
This is designed for a seasonal 7-week season. We commence November 20th, and we're going to run through January 10th. Very big operating windows. Again, it's the first year, and in order for us to understand and be able to build data for the future years, we have to have a big window of operating hours, and we'll make it very conducive to families' very busy schedules. So that said, if in fact we feel that the park is doing what we designed it to do and what we believe it's going to do, then we have the ability and the rights to extend that date to perhaps February 10th or perhaps March 10th. But we're just going to roll with the first 7-8 weeks and take it for a ride and see what happens.
Now, you mentioned that this idea came from some developer concepts for what will be downtown Glassboro's town square.
Correct.
And the town square is about a 2-acre parcel located at the intersection of High Street and Main Street. It's the area that really ties the new development on Rowan Boulevard with the existing downtown core. Correct. Now, the town square is not yet open.
Correct.
So in future years, my understanding is the ice rink will be located in the town square. But where will it be this year?
This year we're going to, and that's actually very spot on, and we're excited about the new town square. And part of our company getting more involved with the town square is, as you know, we have a Academy of Arts, an anchor building, which is going to someday soon become the Arts and Entertainment District. And I know we're paving along that road real feverishly. So that's a cool thing. But I think the new town square is designed to be a place for all. Mm-hmm. The Winterland Ice Skating Rink set up this year will be where we do all of the big festivals, where we just most recently did a second annual Italian festival, which was hugely successful, thanks to yourself and a lot of other folks that worked real hard. So we're going to build the park in that temporary parcel.
Right next to the Barnes & Noble.
Right next to Barnes & Nobles, and it will take up that full parcel. The park is pretty large. So
you're physically constructing an ice rink, and this is not a regulation-size ice rink for teams. This is really meant for recreational activities, correct, for families, for correct, fundraisers, for special events. Is that right? That's correct. It's a 60 by 80, and if you wanted to compare something that most folks are familiar with, the Rockefeller Center ice skating rink is 59 by 122. So we'll be 60 by 80, but I mean, I figured if Manhattan can get it done with a 60 by 120, we should be okay in Glassboro. I hope so.
With 60 by 80. So
if we can bring 8,000 people out for an Italian festival, we might be close.
Yeah. So it's designed, and you know, it holds 200 plus people an hour on the rink. But the park is going to be very spacious and with many, many amenities.
So the ice rink is the center of the park, but there are other amenities and aspects of the park that make up all of Winterland. Can you talk a little about
That's for
those?
folks like me that don't know how to ice skate.
I can't ice skate either.
And folks like you.
You and I will be shopping.
So we may be shopping, or we may be sitting at the fire pit enjoying a hot cocoa. We may be just kicking back on a tree log, listening to Christmas holiday music and enjoying some of the various shows that we're going to bring to the park. We're going to have a very diverse arrangement of entertainment, from professional figure skating shows to, I don't know, perhaps the Fanatic may show up. We have a lot of live bands that we're going to bring out there. We have Main Stage, who's made a commitment and has in the past to the borough. They're going to come and do a holiday show, a 70-minute show. So we have a lot of tricks up our sleeves that we haven't really divulged, but we'll get there.
So you mentioned that this is really a collaboration among yourself with your wife as your partner and some other folks, but also some other of Glassboro's businesses. Are there some of the businesses participating in this?
Yeah, that's a great point, and I'm glad you captured that. This was only a creation that I came up with. I have all the smartest people that I know surrounding me, and starting with my wife and yourself and Rhonda at the borough has been she's just been the pin that's keeping the whole thing rolling. But the businesses, the real exciting part for me at this point is to see all the smart businesses get behind this project. And as the local businesses in town, up to perhaps, you know, Comcast and Coca-Cola and U.S. Foods, and obviously our new Marriott and the Exleys and the Duffields, I can't name them all because I just can't. It's so exciting that people believe in the project, and it just keeps fueling my passion. Without the sponsors, without the borough, and all of the folks rowing, I'm just sitting here talking to you.
It just doesn't happen. Well, you know, you mentioned a lot of the businesses, and I did want to point out specifically the fire pit, which is a great centerpiece for this event. Can you tell me